my lights on. It's dark in here. Boom! Flashbang. Alright. How are we doing? How are we doing, everybody? We are here to watch the press conference. We're waiting for it to start, so we've got like a good 15 minutes, so it's going to be a minute. But I'm here to make a reaction video as well, so there'll be a YouTube video going up. I don't know whether I'm going to include clips from the stream or whether I'm just going to make a reaction video afterwards. But yeah, I'm going to make something to do with how, hopefully some stuff goes down at the press conference. We shall see. But welcome, guys. It's good to have you here. I'm excited. It's a big card. Hopefully some stuff goes down, you know. I've been loving the face-to-face that Ilya and Max did. The trash talk was pretty entertaining, real good, so I'm hoping to see a little bit more of that. But yeah, we'll just chill for, I think we've got another 20 minutes probably until it starts. So if you want to chill here until then, you are more than welcome and I'm happy to have you. However, if you want to come back when the press conference starts, that is also totally okay. Until then, what we might do is look at some, just like jump on Tapology. I'll look at some matchups that we've got coming up on the card this weekend, talk about it, discuss it with you guys, and I also want to, on this stream, I want to watch a bit of tape. So I want to rewatch, I'll do it after the press conference, but on stream I'm going to rewatch Ilya versus Josh Emmett. I'm going to rewatch that whole fight. I'll chuck up the timer and stuff like that because I really want to remember just how fucking good Ilya is, to be honest, and I haven't seen that fight in a long time. So we're going to do that, and then I would also like to rewatch Gaethje versus Holloway, so that I can kind of, you know, refresh my memory. It's been a while since I saw those fights, like a while. I don't think I've rewatched Gaethje Holloway since it happened, to be honest. I just remember it. But Ilya versus Emmett, I might have rewatched once, but other than that, don't think so. So we'll start with looking at some matchups, hey? Jump over to Tapology. If there's any fights in particular that you guys would like me to here, I'll pull up the card. If there's any fights in particular that you guys would like me to talk about first, let me know. Is that gonna work? There we go, beautiful. Oh wait, no, I do need that, hey? Yeah, cool. Bam, all right. So UFC 308. So just how much of it can you see? Okay, yeah, you can see most of it. So we've got the prelims, but there's not really a whole lot to talk about on the prelims. They're good fights, don't get me wrong, but for the most part, I'd say pretty much from Abus versus Ferreira and Miktabek Oralbai and Matoja Rebecki upwards. So mainly just this area, right? Pretty much every fight you can see on the card here is stuff that we'll talk about. So if there's anything you want me to talk about first, let me know. We'll dive into it, look at the guys' records, talk about the matchups and their overlapping fights, shit like that. But otherwise, I'll just pick one. I might even just start from the bottom, start with Jeff Neal and RDA, or I kind of want to look at Murphy versus Ige, you know. I'm a bit interested in that matchup. I feel like Lauren Murphy versus Ige is going to be either really boring or really good. It's going to be one of the two. I feel like the same for Ankalaev versus Rakic. It's either going to be really boring or really good, and no in between. I'm very keen for this press conference though. It's going to be good. Hopefully it's going to be good. Let me double check who they've got on the press conference as well. Hey, UFC 308 press conference. They have got... So it's... I think you guys can see this, right? Sorry, I just got to double check. No, you can't. Okay, let me open this in another tab. There you go. So we've got Ilya and Max, obviously. Whitaker and Chimaev, obviously. Lauren Murphy, Dan Ige. So it's the whole main card. The whole main card's going to be there. Cool. That's good. That's good. That's good. That'll be good then. So wait. Oh. Wait, does that mean that... Oh no, yeah, that's everyone. That's everybody that I want to hear from. Cool. I think Ilya and Max are going to be the main stars. Like, they're going to be the guys talking about stuff the most. But, you know, you never know. We could be surprised. Robert and Chimaev might go back and forth a bit. But I don't know if you guys have seen Chimaev recently talking like on like the media day and shit like that. Bro's in his like meditative state right now or something, you know. He's like really chilled out and just like
I know usually like Chimaev, like, brother, it's going to be easy fight, brother. I go in there with this guy, smash this guy, Whereas like he sometimes used to be known for the like, I kill everyone, brother. But he's literally like talking about like his family and like how his life has been pretty tough over the last year. So I think we're getting a bit of a different Chimaev at this press conference, or just in this event in general. So we'll see what he says. But Lauren Murphy, Dane Agar aren't going to say shit. Ankalaev and Rakic might go back and forth a little bit, but there's going to have to be translations, so that might kind of kill the, like the ability of it to keep motion. Shara Magomedov might have something to say, but I don't think he's going to say much about Petrosian. Other than that, yeah, I feel like it's mainly just going to be Ilya and Max. They're going to be going back and forth a fair bit. I don't even know if there's going to be that many questions for the rest of these guys, Ankalaev will get some questions. Shara might get some questions. They might ask Dan Ige some stuff like related to like the short notice fight and shit like that they did with Diego Lopez and whatnot. But I feel like it'll be Hamzat and Whitaker will get a lot of questions, and Ilya and Max will be going back and forth. Whereas Whitaker and Hamzat are probably gonna have a little bit of like a respectful vibe, if you know what I mean. But that should be good. Anyway, let's start with. I want to look at Ankalaev versus Rakic. Let's actually look at this one first, hey? So, first of all, start with Ankalaev. Actually, yeah, we'll start with Ankalaev. So, came to the UFC as a 9-0 dude. He had fought some good competition, honestly. 9-1 is good. 9-3-1's okay. 20-18 is terrible, but it's a lot of experience. 15-3 is good. 23-6 is good. 12-2 is good, and 14-6 is quite decent. And then he lost to Paul Craig. So it's a bad loss, but it's his first ever UFC fight, and he tapped in literally the last second of the fight. But after that, he literally went on to head kick KO Prachnio, got a decision against Abreu, front kicked, I don't even know how the fuck you say this guy's name, Langiambla in the third round. And then he had the Kutalaba, like, a bit iffy fight where there was kind of a bit of controversy about the early stoppage and shit. And then after that, he fought Kutalaba again in the rematch and fucked him up badly. And then he beats Krylov in a decision, beats Ozdemir in a decision, beats Thiago Santos in a decision, all back-to-back, gets a big matchup with Anthony Smith, who was, in 2022, was actually doing quite good at the time. Like, July, so before the Ankalaev matchup, how was Anthony Smith doing? I feel like he was actually on a 3-fight win streak at that point in time. 3-fight finish streak as well. One of them was Crute, which he had an injury, but fair, still. This was actually this was the last time we saw Anthony Smith be kind of good, So then off that, he gets a title shot with Jan, goes to a fucking draw, which was just like the worst possible outcome in that fucking event. But then after that, gets this fight against Johnny Walker, which I have to say, I am really upset that this fight ended up being a no contest, because it wasn't. It was a DQ. Dude illegally kneed Johnny in the head, and then the referee or the doctor decided that Johnny couldn't continue. If you think that Johnny can't continue because of an illegal blow, that's a DQ, bro. Piotr Jan lost his belt for that shit. Is what it is. He beat him in the next fight anyway. I still wanted them to have the rematch to get it all sorted out, but like, Ankalaev should have 2 losses on his record now, because he should have the one loss to Paul Craig, and he should have a DQ. He should have no contests. He should have 0 no contests. He hasn't had a reason to have a no contest yet. This isn't a good reason for it. But fucked up. Johnny Walker, bad. Start of this year. Now he's coming into the fight with Rakic. So honestly, it's been like a pretty clean career for Ankalaev in since the Paul Craig loss in his debut, down here. But there was a period, in like this area where he was kind of known a little bit as like a bit of a boring fighter. The Thiago Santos fight, I know a lot of people spoke a lot of shit about and said that it was really boring, because they were both. I think so. I could be getting that wrong actually, but I'm pretty sure that's the fight that everyone said that, they're 2 guys that are capable of both being boring, and then they went in there and both were boring. So, let me just check the press conference hasn't started. No, not yet. Okay. But yeah, now he's come up to Rakic. He's literally. What's this? It's like 10? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 wins in his last 12 fights, but he's unbeaten in his last 12 fights. A draw and a no contest. The one thing that gets me, bro, is that in that Jan fight, dude, his legs got chewed up. Ankalaev's legs got fucking chewed up in the Jan fight. Okay? Both Pereira and Rakic have a lot of low kicks and strong low kicks at that. So we'll have to see how he handles it, but he did still manage to get up and walk. That's the thing. Like, he was barely able to walk in the Yarn fight, but then at the end of the fight, he still managed to have his way with Yarn. So, you know, he's not completely useless after accepting some, you know, low kick damage, but tis what tis. Anyway, he is up against, let's pull this up, Rakic, who's had a little bit of a tough run recently, but he was doing quite good. So, first of all, he loses his first fight, which is fine. Then beats nobody. So that's his first 6 fights are against nobodies. It's not horrible. My rule is 4. I tend to, when I'm judging this shit, I say 4 fights. You get your first 4 fights against nobodies or like cans, losing records, whatever it is. That's acceptable. So, granted, he lost the first fight, so maybe you would even say that you get your first 5, like first 4 wins against cans, I guess. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So this guy he really shouldn't have fought, being 0-0 when he's 4-1, but that's okay. This was when he was still pot fighting in the regionals. Then he comes to an actual promotion. And he fought Prachnio, to be fair to him. That's actually a really good guy that he managed to find in a regional scene. And Prachnio ended up getting to the UFC. Not the best, but still good. And it was a finish in the 3rd round. And then he fucks up this guy. 5-2 is a good record, especially when you're 6-1. And to get that finish in the 1st round, that's pretty good. What's this guy's record now? 9-3, you know, not terrible. After he lost to Rakic, he went on a 3-fight win streak. So, and he went and fought in 1FC, and he actually won, but he got popped for steroids. So that's even more in Rakic's favor, right? You could argue that the guy that he fought got popped for steroids. He probably could have been on those steroids when Rakic was fighting him, and then comes into the UFC after that. Oh no, he fought this guy. This is a bit of a can, you know, questionable. Then comes into the UFC, 2 decision wins back to back, not bad, both good records too, one guy was undefeated. Then he gets a spinning back fist finish, good record as well. Head kick finish, good record as well. Oh, that was that brutal head kick as well. Yeah, you might not know who Manawa is, I didn't, but you've seen that clip. You've fucking seen that clip, it's a crazy KO. Then he loses a split to Ozdemir. Then he beats Anthony Smith, which is good. Then he beats Thiago Santos, which is good. And then, oh yeah, he fucking injured his leg. True. So he's really only been finished once. And that was by Yuri. Other than that, he had his leg injury against Blachowicz and he lost a decision to Ozdemir. You know, 14-4 looks a lot worse than this does. Same with 6-3. 6-3 in the UFC does not look great at all. But when you look at it as came into the UFC, had a 4-fight win streak with 2 round 1 finishes, and then lost a split decision, and then went on to win 2 more decisions. At one point he was 6-1 in the UFC, right? And then he gets his leg injury, tough, but 6-2 in the UFC, still not bad. And then he only loses this fight because he's fighting Yuri, who was a former champion that gave Pereira one of his toughest fights, like in their first fight, right? Khalil obviously gave him a trouble too, as well as Yarn, but in terms of this is directly after Yuri lost to Alex in the first fight in 2023. So Yuri was coming off that loss with Vim wanting to come back from it. So he faced a tough Yuri, and he did well against him. Let's not act like that was like he got mollywopped. Like, he was actually beating Yuri up in that first round as well. So it's actually a pretty tough matchup for Ankalaev. I can't lie to you, lad. It's a pretty tough matchup for Ankalaev, lad. I think I'm going to pick Ankalaev. I think most people are. I might bet on Rakic because I wonder if he's got good underdog odds. Hey, let's see. What are the odds for Rakic? He's plus 300, dude. I might bet on Rakic, you know. Those are good odds. That fight is not that far. Like, you know, the odds should be a lot closer than that. And Daniga's plus 200. And Whittaker's plus 200. Oh my god, that's a couple of good bets there, dude. I don't bet on MMA at all, ever, but I kind of want to this weekend. RDA is a plus 240. That's pretty good. But Chris Barnett's a plus 500 almost. Oh wow. Why is Basra minus 700? Jesus, some of these odds are really skewed. Guys, if you want to know a weekend that you should bet, it's probably this weekend. The odds are pretty crazy. Alright, well, we just spoke about Ankalaev versus Rakic. So, guys, in chat, let me know. We've got this card. What fight do you want to see me talk about next? I'd love to talk about one that you guys want to see. I mean, I'll pick one if no one says anything in the next, like, 15, 20 seconds. But if you have a particular fight from, like, Jeff Neal, I could talk about this one if you want, but they're very regional guys. I could talk about Shire versus Petrosian, Rome versus Ige, Whitaker versus Chimaev, or Topuria versus Holloway. So, if there's any preference, let me know. Otherwise, I'll pick one. And we do have... How long do we have until the press conference starts, eh? Okay, it still hasn't started, but supposedly it starts in 2 minutes. So, we shall see. Just grab a drink while I wait for that. If no one says anything, I'm probably going to look at Lauren Murphy versus Dan Ige. Oh, you know what? I will check really quickly before we do that. I'll do it on my other monitor, though. I'm going to look at the polls. I posted some polls on my account for matchups and what you guys are predicting for the fights coming up. I think I've only got 2 of them up so far. There's a lot more that will go up tonight, and even more will go up tomorrow. But I think one of them is Lauren Murphy versus Dan Ige, so that's kind of good timing if I'm going to talk about them. See what you guys' predictions were based on that. Right. Okay. So we've got 25 votes, and we're saying Lauren Murphy via decision, right? That's a pretty good bet. That's probably my pick as well. I want Ige to win, but I'd probably predict that it would be Lauren Murphy. That's probably pretty accurate. It's probably pretty accurate. Couple of guys... Oh, don't mean to do that. My bad. Couple of guys think that Ige could get it done by decision as well. What's that? So we got 44 out of 25. Is that like 11 votes here? And then like... This is like 4, 3, and 2 maybe? 7, 9... No, it's way more than that. Something along... Oh, no. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and do math with you guys. Alright. Let's talk about it then. Let's talk about Lauren Murphy versus Dan Ige, hey? Dan Ige, if I can speak. Alrighty. Let me just fix up the color on my screen though, because I was very green just then. Alright, that'll do. That's good. Okay. Let's have a gaze, guys. Lauren Murphy versus Dan Ige. So, actually, let's just look at, can I, like, oh yeah, I can, right? Oh, I can just look at it, like, from this angle first, right? Yeah, okay, cool. So, just overall, as a matchup, obviously, Lauren Murphy's won all his last 5 fights because he's undefeated, but 14-0-1, who was the draw to? The draw was to Zubaira. That's right. That's that fight that Khabib literally threatened to cancel that event for. This was on Khabib versus Poirier. This guy is like one of Khabib's, I don't know, cousin, friend, training partner, something like that. And he literally told Dana he wouldn't show up to the event if Zubaira didn't get a fight on the card, and it ended up being a decision, split decision as well. Tis what tis though. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Okay. So he's won his last 5 in a row though. Ige has won a lot of his last few, you know. These last 3, this was Bryce Mitchell, right? So he lost to Mitchell, then he beat Andre Philly. Yep. And then he lost to Diego Lopez. Right. But before that, beat Nate Landwehr. I remember that. And beat Damon Jackson. I remember that too. Okay. 18-8, but he's doing quite well recently, you know. Well, I say recently, but not horrible. You know, he's not been on a skid. I don't even know if Dan Ige has lost 2 in a row recently. Let's have a look. Ready? Ah, so he lost 3 in a row down here. This was this big skid he went on, right? So he loses to Kayo by decision. All by decision, by the way. Oh, yeah. Dan Ige's never been finished, man. Dan Ige ain't never been finished, dog. Yeah, never been finished. Okay. Okay. But he went on a skid here. But it's been a while since that. He lost to... Oh, my God. He went through murderers row in... What's this? 2021 and 2022. So he lost to Kayo by decision. Beats Gavin Tucker, as you should. And then loses to TKZ, Josh Emmett, and Movsar Evloev all back-to-back by decision. Rough. But then he goes out, finishes Damon Jackson. That's good. Nate Landwehr, this was a good fight as well. Him and Nate Landwehr was a good fight. Beats Nate Landwehr. Loses to Bryce Mitchell, which was also a really close fight. He did well. And then he knocked Andre Philly the fuck out, dude. Like, that was really brutal. And then he stepped in on short notice against Diego Lopez and actually gave Diego one of his hardest fights in his career. Probably aside from the... Oh, I say career. UFC career. Aside from the Movsar fight, right? I'd say, yeah. Well, I mean, he won this fight, whereas he lost the Movsar fight, you know? I'd say that aside from the Movsar Evloev fight, this has been Diego Lopez's hardest fight in his career. Dan Ige. But they're both 33 years old, which is crazy because Larone's literally just got into the UFC, 5 years ago? Yep, 5 years ago. He's been in the UFC for 5 years and only ever one decision. Oh, he got a finish there. And a finish there. Okay, he's got 2 finishes. But I feel like a lot of people don't really know Lerone Murphy. You know, considering he is 6 wins and 1 draw in the UFC. I feel like a lot more people should know who Lerone Murphy is. And then, so he joined in 2019. Dan Ige joined UFC in 2017, 2018. And look how many fights he's had since then, bro. He's had 17 fights in the UFC in 7 years? 8. He's had 17 fights in 8 years in the UFC. As well as a Contender Series fight. Oh, wait, no. Is that 6 years? 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 6 years. In 6 years, he's had 17 fights. Lerone Murphy, in 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, in 5 years, has had 7 fights. That's mental. Dude fights once a year. And he didn't fight for 2 years at this point, so maybe he had an injury though. Yeah. Murphy withdrew. Wood had an injury. Oh, he was already meant to fight Dan Ige. When was he meant to fight Dan Ige? He was meant to fight Dan Ige on Hermanson vs. Pfeiffer. Oh, is that when Andre Philly stepped in? Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah. That's when Andre Philly stepped in to replace him for the Dan Ige fight. Okay, fair enough. And then they rebooked it. Fair dues, fair dues. Well, so after he has that draw to Zubaira, Lerone Murphy goes on a finish, decision, decision. It's nothing super special, but he's not had bad career, and he did fucking I'm not gonna say dog walk Barboza, but it wasn't a close fight. Like, it was a very clear decision. You know, you got a bonus for it as well. Alright, guys. Well, I think I've yapped long enough. Last thing I'll say is so they're both the same age, which is crazy because Dan Ige's had almost like more than double the UFC fights, even though he's only been in UFC for a year longer than him. Okay, it says he's 165 pounds here, but that's just because he had a catchweight fight against Diego Lopez. But Lerone Murphy's 2 inches taller, and he has 2 inches more in reach, so that's pretty good for him. That definitely worked in his favor. But the press conference is beginning, guys, so I'm going to switch over to full screen. And I'm going to turn the music off. And we're going to get chatting, shall we? I'll leave it on for a little second. I'll just leave it on until they actually start walking people out. Okay. Guys, girls, it's time for the press conference. Okay? Okay. Alright, Arman Petrosian just walked out. Cool, alright, we're literally here right as they're walking people out. There's Shara. Jesus Christ, I just got ear raped. What's my volume on? It's so loud. This stream is so loud. I've got the volume like 10%. It's fucking loud. Alright, guys. We're here. We're here watching the press conference live. Doing the walkouts now. Here comes Dan Ige. Hell yeah. Let's do it. I did forget that it takes a long time for everybody to walk out, hey? Gonna be waiting for a little bit. 'Tis okay though. Oh, come on now. What was what was the point in having a bunch of people watching, and then as soon as the press conference starts, oh, I guess they're leaving to watch it? I don't know. It's alright though. People will come as I'm watching and reacting. I am going to stop the music now though, guys. Oh, did that work? It did. Yeah, cool. Alright. Okay. Here comes Rakic. They're walking everybody out, guys. Walking everybody out. Let's do it. Uncle Ive. I don't know if they don't have a crowd or if they just don't have a microphone on the crowd. Because I can't hear any cheering as they're walking out. Like, none. It's not even just like it's quiet. Like, there's no crowd sound. That could be. I did say it. I told you it's really loud. Maybe they've just got like the narrator dudes just talking loud as fuck, and then the crowd sounds and stuff like that are really quiet. I don't know. All right, here comes the co-main. Here comes Chimaev and Whitaker. All right. Now we're underway, boys and girls. Now we're underway. Here comes Chimaev. Ew. Okay. Hamza Chimaev. Alright. Oh, Whitaker! Whitaker! Here he comes. Yeah. Yeah, the boys. Yeah, the boys. Alright. Just Ilya and Max left, and then the press conference is underway. Excuse me. Okay. Alright, who's walking out first? Probably Max, right? Because Topuria is the champion. Yeah. Yeah. There's Max. I can hear the crowd. It's just really quiet. Yeah. They've fucked up this audio. Like, the narrator is so loud, and I can barely hear the crowd. Alright. Last but not least, here comes Ilya. Alright. I'm going to do like a pseudo introduction because I don't know whether I'm going to include any actual points from this stream in the video or if I'm just going to record a reaction thing where I talk about it and break it down afterwards. But we'll see. We'll see. So I'm just going to do a little, you know. Here comes Ilya though. He's sitting down. Alright. Guys, girls, we are here for the UFC 308 press conference in Abu Dhabi. We got Ilya, we got Max, we got Whitaker, we got Chimaev, Uncle Ive, Rakic, a couple of others. Let's get into it, see what they have to say. Alright. First question. Oh, they fucked up the audio. They've already fucked up the audio. Here we go. Okay. He's asking how different things are since Ilya. He's like, gonna knock Max out in the first round. We'll see. We'll see. Alright. Yep. Max is back to the belt after beating a lot of contenders. Do you think he's gonna be capable of beating contenders again? If you beat him, or do you think he's gonna have to move up to lightweight? Interesting question, actually. Yeah, if Max does lose this, I do want him to go up to lightweight. I haven't even considered that. Yeah, but if Ilya beats Max, I want to see him go by lightweight. Ilya's like, I don't care about him, to be honest. He can do whatever he wants to do. Oh yeah, Ilya called him a shame for saying he's the best boxer. Max, we get to find out Saturday night, brother. I can't wait, man. Saturday night, we're gonna find out, brother. Oh, is that? Facts. Facts. Asking about if they reckon Ilya can get back to the belt if he loses. That's a good point as well. Ilya ain't moving weight class if he loses. He's staying at 45, obviously, but... Alright, Whitaker. How do you rate Hamzat against Romero and Jacare and stuff? Other wrestlers he's fought. Whitaker's like, I'm going to be doing my hardest not to wrestle with him, but everyone says it's good, he says it's good, so show me. They said to Whitaker, he's like, do you want to get him out of there before the judges' scorecards? He's like, I'm going to fucking try. But I'm ready for 25 minutes. Training to go the whole time. Hamzat ain't going 25 minutes, I'll tell you that for now. Okay, now they're asking if Hamzat's ready for 25 minutes. Do you think it's even going to reach the judges' scorecards? What? Hamzat said maybe you come around and jump around like a kangaroo. He's just using like random, so irrelevant, but like it's funny, I guess. Yeah, do you think people are overlooking Hamzat's striking? Oh my god, 4th smallest amount of bottom position time in UFC history. He's only got 6 seconds on bottom. That's a crazy statistic. Asking Whitaker what Hamzat brings to the table that his previous opponents haven't. Oh, he's asking Ankalaev this. What does Rakic bring to the table that Ankalaev's previous opponents haven't brought to him? Let's see. Oh yeah, we've got to wait for some translations now, so this will take a sec. Fair enough. He says Rakic is a good fighter, but I think the only reason the UFC's put him in front of me is to defend their champion, to defend Alex. They're asking about how the UFC told him that he needs a good performance. Like, they don't want to see him snooze up the joint and then use that to earn a title shot with Pereira. Pereira is just too big of a guy, you know? God damn it. MMA Guru is streaming now. You're going to steal all my viewers. Yep. Good stuff, Ankalaev. Good stuff. Okay. Asking about Rakic if he thinks he can get a title shot. If he beats Ankalaev. Because Ankalaev says he gets a title shot if he wins. Says it's going to be a fun fight. Hell yeah. He says Ankalaev says I'm in his way for the title shot. He's in my way as well. I want the title shot, so I'm going to crash the party on Saturday. Hell yeah. Okay. Okay, they're asking Dean Ige about if he actually learned anything from that short notice fight against Diego Lopez. Confidence, yeah. Give me a 15-minute exciting, violent, bloody war. Leroy Murphy now. Lauren says he was going to cause him problems on the feet. We'll see. We'll see. He's looking for a bonus. You better put on a good performance then, Lauren. You're not boring, but you're known to not be the most exciting guy. So you got to really step it up. You want that bonus, boy. I'd love to see it, though. Oh, I didn't hear what he asked just then. They're talking to Shara. Oh, okay. He's asked Shara Bullet. Armin said he knows all your weaknesses and is ready to take advantage of them. Do you basically assume that means he's going to come and wrestle? Yeah, of course. He's going to come out there and try and wrestle me. The question is he going to start with wrestling or is he going to do it when things get rough? Yeah. Fair. It's a good point. Now they're asking Armin, are you going to start wrestling or are you going to test Shara's striking first and see how it goes for you and then, resort to wrestling if you have to? It's a good point. Armin is a striker, mostly. So I feel like he's going to at least test himself and try and strike with Shara at the start. But he's probably just going to say, I can't reveal the game plan. That's probably what he's going to say here. It always confuses me a little bit when the media decides to ask, what's your game plan? Bro, the guy I'm using that game plan on is 30 feet to my right. I ain't saying it, bro. Or they're going back and forth. The translator hasn't said anything yet, but it's going to be tough for me in there, but it's going to get tough for him first. That's what Armin said. And then Shara said, once I start kicking, it's going to be really bad for you really quick. You literally had a possible back and forth and they turned off their mics. Oh, yeah. Asking about if he's surprised Ilya didn't bring his BMF belt. His fake one that he bought online. Max just says not surprised. Fair enough. Don't see why he would be. He's got a question for Ilya. Okay, they're asking Ilya about how he said he's going to be the first guy to knock out Max. Volkanovski, Dustin Poirier, and Conor McGregor all couldn't knock him out. Good point. None of them have the power I have. Crowd's booing. Guys, listen. He's just telling the crowd, he's like, y'all gonna switch up this energy after Saturday night, bro. Just wait. Okay. Oh. Ilya says, I'm the Matador. Y'all know what the Matador does with the bull. But they asked Max if they think that Ilya is distracted because he's talking about Bilal and Islam on Twitter. I mean, Max made a good point. He literally said, it takes 10 seconds to reply to someone on Twitter, bro. So, nah, not really. Alright, who are they asking a question to here? Oh, it's Spanish to Ilya. Ilya says he's going to put a lot of pressure in the first round. Accuses Max of saying that he copies a lot of other fighters, but says Max is the one that wants to be the champion. He wants to be in my place. Fair. True. I think he just said. The guy was like, "Oh, I'll talk in English, sorry." And then Ilya's like, "Yeah, this guy only knows how to talk English." Max, Ilya is more complete than you, to be honest. As for knockout power, yeah. Do you think you have any chance against Ilya Topuria? That's a terrible question. Yeah, Max is like, I wouldn't be here if I didn't, brother. Like, remember what you said and tune in. Yeah. Good shit. Are they going to ask about UFC Spain? Yep. They want to know. Dane says the problem with Spain is the arenas are backed up. Football, I'm guessing. Oh, no, actually. Fair enough. Okay. Another guy, Spanish guy, asking Ilya a question. Okay. Well, Ilya's spitting right now. Damn. Alright, here's the translation. Oh. Ilya said, I'm going to point to Senator the Octagon and he's not going to come. Because he's a fake BMF and the belt was made from Masvidal, who's also a fake BMF. It's true. The BMF belt being made from Nate Diaz and Masvidal is like low-key the weirdest circumstances for them to have decided to create a new title for fucking Masvidal and Nate Diaz, both coming off of like not I don't know if they're coming off losses, but let's have a look what they were like at the time that they made that BMF belt fight. So, oh yeah, old mate, fucking Masvidal just beat Darren Till and Askren at that time. Nate Diaz. Where is it? Nate Diaz just beat Anthony Pettis. Oh my god, he hadn't fought in a while. Jesus. Basically, Ilya's just saying that. Okay. Max basically just saying Ilya is a good champion. I respect him, but I'm gonna beat him. I'm gonna beat his ass. Kayo Sports talking of Robert Whittaker. All right, this question's for Robert Whittaker. Yeah, it's Sunday. It's at 5 a.m. in Sunday is when the main card starts. Yeah, it's 5 a.m. in Australia when that thing starts. Oh, they're asking if Whittaker thinks they should wake up all night and have a party, or if they should wake up early in the morning. Good question. Oh! Whoa! Hamzat goes, it'll be a bad morning for you guys. The media guy was like, I didn't ask you, mate. And it comes that just goes, fuck off. Oh, there you go. Whittaker says, I won't keep you waiting. That's like Abu Dhabi, my brothers. Throw this Australian guy out of here. Okay, he's got a question for Hamzat. He's speaking in Russian or something. Oh, I think this is Swedish. Okay, this is a long question, but we're going to get the translation in a sec. Oh my god, they didn't give us a translation. Oh, I don't know if they have a guy that can translate Swedish. the the media guy's like, we want more than 3 or 5 events a year. Yeah, okay. Dana's like, you want me here every weekend? Okay, Dana says we are trying to do more still, but the media says let's make a whole city just for the UFC. What the fuck? Okay. Okay. Asking Max about how Ilias is going to point to the very first round. Just tune in. Oh. Oh, they're talking over each other. Max is hitting him with the calm down, brother. We're adults. Oh. Oh, it's getting heated. Max is trying to little bro him. Oh, it's getting heated. Sorry, I can't tell you everything that's going on, but it's getting heated. Oh. Oh. Okay, ask Ilya, do you think it goes past 3 rounds? Ilya says no way. The referees can go and take a break. I think he means the judges. Oh, Max is like, see what I did there? I'll let you answer like an adult. See, I know that Max ain't easy to rattle, but he's definitely pissed that Ilya's childish, and Ilya's purposely childish. Oh. Okay, he's asking if they think that he'd give Ilya a rematch if it was a close fight. He just dapped up Max because the guy was like, that's a question for the boss. Okay. They decided to put Ibo Aslan versus Rafael Coquera as on the main card, and they asked about it, and they said apparently in the matchmaking room they decided that it was better than they thought it was going to be initially, and they're like, man, we'll put that fight up higher. Talking to Max now. We saw what happened to Justin Gaethje. Could we see a similar result now that you're moving down to a smaller weight class? Tapuria's like, Max, we will find out Holloway. We will find out. We will find out Saturday. Ah. They said Max didn't bring the BMF belt. They said Max didn't bring the BMF belt. He's like, it's at home, bro. I didn't get mine online. And then he asked Ilya. It was like, same thing. Where's yours? And Ilya just goes, we will find out. They just asked Rob Whittaker, they're like, what do you think the fans like so much about you? And he's like, my good looks, mate. My good looks. He said, I'm sure I'm the fan favorite somewhere. Probably not here right now, but somewhere. Yeah. With Max Holloway being the BMF champion. If he does win, you've got a lot of options. Yeah. Stick around at featherweight. Let's go to lightweight. Ilya says don't answer. Yeah. He's ranked in both divisions, yeah. So we'll have to look at afterwards. We're not short of options, yeah, that's for sure. I'm probably going to end the stream after this, guys, because I actually do want to make a video on it. Now that I'm watching it, I definitely want to sit down and do a little breakdown on it. I might even just record it live, you know. Maybe, we'll see. Oh. This guy said, I don't have a question. I've come here for a short notice fight. He said, I've never had a manager. I did it all by myself. He's asking if Dana will let him fight in the UFC. He's asking what his record is. 9-0. 25. What weight are you? Lightweight. Where were you on the Contender Series? Where were you? The guy is literally telling... The guy just came on the mic and asked Dana to give me a chance in the UFC. And Dana literally goes, come on. Come up. Come up. He's literally going up to Dana and shaking his hand. What the fuck? This is crazy. He just pointed him to like the back of the stage and said like, what? That's crazy. That guy actually just might have got signed to the UFC by asking on the mic. That's nuts. They were chanting Dana. 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 They just asked Ilya a question. I don't know if they're going to translate it or not. It was kind of... They asked it over the crowd talking, yeah. Spanish question for Ilya here. Okay. This is a bit confusing. I'm trying my best to convey what's happening, but there's a lot of translation. There's a lot of crowds talking over people. There's a lot of people getting cut off. It is what it is, though. I'm asking him a question about Holloway in Spanish. I don't know if I want them to translate it. Are they asking... Okay, here we go. If Dana's confident that we're going to Spain, are we doing in the Real Madrid stadium? Right. They're asking, like, he's asking for like a guy. Where are we going in Spain? Dana's actually asking his guy about it. Ilya was just like, say yes, Dana, say yes. Before they got the translation, he was just telling Dana, say... Dana's walking away to talk to someone. Ilya said, don't tell me Barcelona on if I'm going to point to the ground with Dana right now. We're talking about Madrid and Barcelona. That's who we're talking to. Okay. Okay, interesting. They're actually... This is actually a pretty funny press conference. Oh, God. Okay, they're asking Uncle Ive a question now. This is a pretty long press conference, you know. I think it's already been like half an hour. They usually kind of end it like 25, 30 minutes in. It's kind of popping off a bit right now, so I guess they want to keep it going. Okay, there. Question to Uncle Ive. In your fight against Uncle Ive, you missed out on a lot of low kicks and it kind of impaled you in the fight. Now you're fighting Rakic. He does a lot of low kicks. How will you defend those? Cool. This is a good question. I actually do want to know what he has to say about this. Oh. Okay. It sounded like Rakic was about to butt in there and say something. Nice work during a reaction to Aussie at bloody midnight. Yeah, it's all good, bro. I mean, I'm staying up all night anyway for the card in 2 days. We did a lot of work and those low kicks are not going to bother us anymore. Okay. Rakic goes, we'll find out. We'll find out. Yeah, man, I'm going to be streaming at like the same time in 2 days when I mean, it's midnight right now. The prelims start at 1 a.m. on Saturday, so it'll be even later when I start the stream. I'll be streaming all night. Okay, they're asking Hamzat a question now. Okay. Okay. They just ask is asking Hamzat about some guy that just became champion in a regional promotion. It's a bit of a weird question, but fair enough. The people in the arena probably actually care quite a lot about that, because UAE Warriors is a really big promotion in Abu Dhabi and Saudi Arabia and I can't remember the name of the country in the Middle East. He said he was a good wrestler. He's undefeated UAE Warrior champion. He's got a good chance. Okay, cool. Okay, so we're still going. Hell yeah. Question for Ilya in Spanish. Hopefully we get a translation. We haven't been getting a lot. I was asking him something about Volkanovski. Ilya said I'm gonna prove them wrong, but we didn't get to hear what the question was. God damn it, we're not getting to hear what any of the questions in Spanish are. They've not got good translators in there right now, which is dumb. There's like 5 different languages on that fucking... Ooh! Ilya said the real warrior doesn't care about what he has in front, but he does care about who he has behind, and that's my family. Because he got asked about his family and whether they motivate him. Ilya's getting really eloquent in English, quickly. Do you think Max seems drained in the media? I think he does. I actually do, but he always looks like that. Max has a pretty gaunt look to his face. Like, his cheeks are very sunken in even when he's not cutting weight. That's just how he looks. Okay, sorry, they asked a question I missed. I gotta skip back. Max Holloway's a future Hall of Famer. What kind of things do you want to do to become a Hall of Famer? To beat guys like Volk and Max Holloway? I want to do that. That automatically puts me up there. It's true. It's pretty true. I would assume that Max was prepared to move back down in weight afterwards. Okay. There's a bit of a theme between Rob and Hamzat. They both said, if I get a quick knockout, I'm gonna jump the gun and I'll be next rather than Strickland. Yeah. Whereas Volk's saying, I don't care who wins this fight, I'm next. Yeah. What do they think? Dennis says, we've got to see how the fights play out. There's a lot of circumstances till Ilya next. Very true. Yeah. It's facts. I've got a question for Shara Bullet. Shara Bullet's had 3 fights in 5 months. You've become a superstar in this part of the world. You said to me yesterday that you're looking for another fight before the end of the year. Wow. Damn. Shara is pretty accurate, you know. Active. Okay, they're translating a question for him. I'm like a minute behind, so this helps me catch up. I'm used to the look from Max's energy and sharpness when speaking. Yeah, a little bit, but they all kind of look like that when they cut weight, you know. I think he's also a little bit like tense because him and Ilya don't get along, you know. Shara Bullet's talking about how he wants to fight again this year, and he's saying if the fight goes well and we get out of there unscathed, then maybe, but we'll see how the fight goes. If it goes well, I will be asking Dana to possibly give me another fight this year, because I'm very thankful to him for giving me all these opportunities. It's important for me to set a new record. Most active fighter in 1 year. That'd be fucking pretty good. If he manages to get... So this is his 4th fight, I think. He could have 5 fights this year. Oh, no, sorry. 4 fights this year. This is his 3rd fight. He would have another one at 4th. All right. Asking Ilya about Georgian fans and Spanish fans that have all come to support him. Yep. How does it feel to have 2 countries behind you? That's a good point. He says that the support is important. It's very important to me. So, and still, question for Ilya. Oh, Max is calling you a Conor McGregor copycat. Oh, he's saying all Ilya wanna be. I'm the world champion. He's the one that wants to be me. They're like, what do you think about the comparisons? He's like, I don't care. I don't care. And Ilya goes, we're gonna find out Saturday night. Ilya, they're asking about how Hamzat's actually being a lot more calm. He's like, are we going to see the kill everybody Hamzat or a different version? Bro, he said, bro, it doesn't matter what haircut I've got, I'm going to be Hamzat. I always stay the same. He said Whittaker's a guy that I looked up to when he was the champ. First fight I ever had, he was the champion in the UFC at that time. He's a legend. I'm happy to fight with this guy. I'm much more motivated because of it. And it's good that I get to sit next to Max Holloway, BMF champion, world champion. I'm just motivated. Okay, Max comes out saying I'm just motivated because I'm around a lot of people that are champions and stuff. Only thing for certain is we will know Saturday night. Oh, they're asking Max about how he was staying away from hard sparring, and then he brought it back for the Justin Gaethje fight. How about now? Okay. Max says that we bring it back for Justin Gaethje because he was Justin Gaethje. Now we've got a tough guy in Ilya, so we bring it back again. Yeah. Hell yeah. Come Saturday night, we're going to see what happens. How many times are you going to say it? Question for Dana. You built this sport that we all love so much. I save up a bunch of money to come to this event every year. He wants to shake Dana's hand. The dude's like, can I shake your hand, please, Dana? And he's like, come on, come up, come up. Okay, another question for Dana White. Is about how he just gave this guy a contract. This guy's actually... Okay. Is it possible to know when we're going to see UFC in Russia again? He says, I don't know the answer to that question. The answer is yes, I just don't know when. Yeah, okay. Okay. Oh, it was a kid. Question for Max Holloway. The guy in the background just come up to shake Dana's hand. If you beat Ilya Topuria, what's your plan for the next fight? First things first, Ilya. Cool. Cool. I can't wait for Saturday night. Thank you, little man. This is a good press conference, bro. UFC Africa. Specifically South Africa. Where are we at? South Africa is going to be first. 2025. Yes. Cool. That's it. All right. Hell yeah. All right. All right. They're going to do the square offs. That was a great press conference, bro. There was actually a lot of good moments there. It was a little bit slow for the first 10 minutes maybe, but it got a little bit heated at the end, between Ilya and Max, and then had some good questions for Hamza, good questions for Whittaker, stuff like that. They had that guy that just apparently got signed to the UFC because he walked up and asked, so that's pretty fucking nuts. I wish I could know what his name was. I wish I could know what his name was to look him up. Alright, here we go. Face-offs. Here we go. Guys, we're going to watch the face-offs and then I'm going to close up the stream in 5-10 minutes and I'm going to make a video about this one. Yeah? I apologize because at the start of this stream, if anyone was here, I said I was going to stick around because I wanted to watch some tape. I wanted to watch Emmett versus Topuria and I wanted to watch Holloway versus Gaethje, rewatch them to kind of, refresh my memory on those fights because they're important leading into this weekend. But I might have to do that later. I might have to just do it in my own time because this is a good event. This is a good press conference. I want to make a video talking about it. Nice channel, man. Keep it coming. Thank you. Thought in the Crossfire. I appreciate you, bro. You've been here in chat throughout the stream. I appreciate the presence, my guy. Come on, boys. Square him off. Come on. I want to see him face off. Come on. Vamos. Come on. We're just looking at everyone. I'm guessing they're like taking the tables off the stage and stuff like that, right? So I have to pee so badly. I just don't want to go now because I don't know if they're going to square off Holloway and Tapuria first. Because if they are, I don't want to miss that one. I might risk it. I'm risking it. I'm going to pee. I'll be right back. I'm back. Cool. They're starting with the lower guys. So they're starting with Shara Bullet and Armin Petrosian. So that's good. Okay. Petrosian and Shara face off. Nice. Up next, Ige versus Murphy. Very nice. Alright, Rakic versus Ankalaev. I'm actually pretty excited for Rakic versus Ankalaev, you know. I hope it's good. That was a good stare down, to be fair. They're staring into each other's eyes. Here we go. Whittaker versus Hamzat. Yeah. Ooh, Hamzat looks a little bit big. I know he's obviously taller than Whittaker, but he looks big next to Whittaker, you know. Can't believe that guy used to be a welterweight. They shake hands. Okay. Hamzat's screaming, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. There we go. There's a little bit of the aggressive Hamzat that we know. All right. Ilya and Max. Here they come. Ooh. They shake hands. Okay. They're probably going to talk, but we're not going to be able to hear it until... Yeah, they're talking. Oh, haha! Ilya's like, in the first 10 seconds, I'm going to point. You do what you want to do. And Max is like, it was, but it wasn't like a, nah, I'm not doing that. It was like an eye-rolling kind of dismissive. I gotta say, bro, I know it's Max Holloway, but he looks not like it's getting to him, okay? Ilya's not just getting to him. That's not what I'm trying to say. But Max is definitely like not super happy talking to Ilya. He's not super happy interacting with Ilya. He doesn't find Ilya's character easy to handle and digest, you know? I can tell that. It's very obvious. You can clearly see like there's a bit of like a dismissive disdain that he kind of has for Ilya. He's like this guy makes me just like all the time, you know? Hamzat likes Rob. He's spoken on podcasts about it. He didn't want to fight. Yeah, I remember that. I remember when he was in welterweight, somebody asked him about a media member one time asked him about it on a press conference, and they said, "Would you want to fight Robert Whittaker?" He says, "No, that's a good guy. Like he's a good guy. You know, I'm the bad guy. I don't want to fight that guy." But then when they ended up moving him up a weight class, he ended up being like, "Yeah, like it's a good fight. Like I like that guy, but I'll fight him." Max is pissed at him. Yeah, I do think, man. I'm not trying to say that Max is like jittery and scared or anything like that, but Max is not the biggest fan of Ilya, and you can tell that it's like Ilya's trash talk and just vibe and the way he's acting is like it's got Max feeling some type of way. Okay, it's got Max feeling some type of way. I think even previously he doesn't like to disrespect even to other fighters. Yeah, I remember there was a big thing where Holloway was pissed about Brian Ortega at like one of their press conferences one time, a media member asked a question about like something about, do you think you're going to win or some shit? And Max got a bit irate and aggressive about it. But yeah, that was a great press conference, guys. We had some cool moments. So I'm going to make a video to break it down real quickly before I end the stream. I'll chuck some tunes on. To break it down, so we had early in the event, we had the guy, a couple guys asking about UFC Spain. So we got a bit of an update on that. They said that they're planning on doing it. Later on, they actually specified that it's going to be Madrid or Barcelona, and they're hoping for 2025. We had a guy come up to Dana and say, I want to be in the UFC. I'm 9-0, 25, I'm 155 pounds. Please, Dana, let me fight in the UFC. And then Dana goes, come up. And he literally brought him up on stage, shook his hand, walked him across the stage, and sent him out back. So I reckon, like, you know, whether he's going to get a fight on an event soon or not, or maybe something. Maybe he'll just be on short notice for a fill-in or something like that. It literally worked. Like, the Dana literally told the guy, yeah, come on up. And he sent him out back to talk to the matchmakers or whoever out back. So that's pretty fucking cool. Then after that, we had a lot of Spanish questions that we couldn't understand. That was one thing that was a little annoying. There was a lot of questions in Spanish that Ilya answered that we didn't really actually get to understand. At one point, Ilya and Max got very, like, staring at each other, like, pissed off talking. And it was because they were asking Max a question and Ilya was just, like, talking over him and just, like, not letting him talk. And he's like, I'm going to point to the center of the octagon and you're not going to do it. I'm inviting you to do it and you're not going to do it. And Max is like, we're adults here, bro. Like, you know, we're adults here. Like, you be quiet and let me answer the question and then you can speak after that. Like, calm down. And Max just kind of had to speak over him to get the answer to the question out. And after that, Ilya gets asked a similar question. And Max is silent, lets him talk, and at the end he goes, see how I let you talk, brother? You know, that's what we do. That's how you, when someone asks you a question, you be an adult, you let me answer, bro. So, I can tell whether it's Ilya doing it on purpose, putting on the character on or not, it's working. It's starting to bother Max, and that's what he wants. Whether he wants Max to hate him or not is irrelevant. He wants Max to feel a type of way that will possibly change the way he fights. That's what trash talk is meant to do. You want the guy to fight differently because of how you've kind of had a slight impact on their emotional state going into the fight. So I think he's done that well. Max is under Ilya's skin as well. I think the copycat shit and saying he hasn't earned it flays him up a few times. I do think so, yeah. But I think Ilya clearly, at least publicly, maybe not internally, obviously we can't tell that, but he's at least outwardly way better at not showing that he is upset. Because even when they say he's copycat, like he just says like, I don't care, or he uses it to flip and goes, well, he says I'm a copycat, he's the one that wants to be the champion, he wants to be me. So you make a good point, but if that is the case, Ilya is way better at hiding it, because keeps a pretty stone face the whole time. He doesn't really give any big facial expression reactions, whereas Max is like clearly like frowning and like shaking his head and like like scoffing at Ilya and like looking at him and being like, brother, like, you gonna let me talk, brother, you know? So you might be right. Max probably is, okay, I'll say this, Max definitely is still under Ilya's skin a little bit. It's not possible that Ilya is completely unfazed by Max. That's not, you know, that's not happening. But I think there's a substantial swing in the favor of Ilya with who is under whose skin more. And I wonder if it's going to play. I wonder if it's going to have an effect. We're going to have to wait and see. But guys, I've yapped a little bit at the end here. I don't want to yap too much more because I want to kind of keep this chat for the video I'm about to go and make. So, going to go and record a reaction. Hopefully, look, I'd love to get that up tonight because it's going to be kind of pointless to post it tomorrow after the event's already happened. So, we'll see how quickly I can get this recorded and thumbnailed and posted. But thank you for joining me for the stream. If you want to go and see any of my reactions, skip back. I literally was like essentially just narrating the stream the whole time, saying what the questions were, saying what the answers were. Sometimes they got a bit too irate and talking over each other and stuff to the point where I could hear them, but then when I'm talking, I can't hear them over my own voice. So that got a little bit hard sometimes, but for the most part, I still got everything. I skipped back a few times to make sure I heard what they were saying and then just caught up in the intermissions or during the translations and stuff like that. So, guys, thank you for being here. Be sure to keep an eye out tonight. I will do my best to get this video recorded and done for tonight. Breaking down the press conference. I'll probably just try and do minimal editing so that it can be up nice and quickly. I just want to chat about that stuff because there was a couple pretty cool moments. You know, I want to mention the guy that may have just got signed to the UFC and shit like that, and Max and Ilya going a bit back and forth and asking about Spain, and dude asked to come up and shake Dana's hand on stage and they let him. Like, this was an interesting press conference. A couple of things went down. So thank you guys for being here again for the last time. If you want to hear whatever I was saying about it, or you didn't watch it live, you can skip back. I literally narrated the whole way through the thing, so you don't even really need to put the press conference on the side. You can if you want to, but you don't need to do that. I narrated the whole way through, so I explained everything they were talking about and everything that was important I pointed out. The only thing was, there was just some translations. So yeah, that's a good point. Thank you. Your thoughts on the Crossfire. Turn on your notifications, guys. Subscribe and you will get a notification tonight when I post this video. I'm going to make a big breakdown of it right now. Might be 10 minutes long, might be 30 minutes long. I've got no idea. It just depends on how long I can get myself to yap for about it, because there was a lot of cool moments there. So chuck on notifications, subscribe. There will be a Fight Companion live stream in 2 days. It will be literally, so right now it's 12:30 a.m. for me. The prelims start at 1 a.m. on Saturday, or Sunday morning, but Saturday night for me. So literally 48 hours and 30 minutes from now, I will be live. Maybe 49. I might start at an hour after the prelims, but literally 2 days from now, exactly, I will be doing my Fight Companion stream. So I'd love to have you all here. Again, chuck on notifications, and as well as tonight's video that's going to come out about the press conference, you'll get the notifications about the live streams. I'll schedule it as well, so it'll be in your subscriber feed, and you'll be able to see it coming up with the timestamp of when it's going to begin. And I'm excited. Love to have you all there. Little sneak bit of information. I might be dressing up. I say dressing up as for Halloween. It's going to be simple, but it will still be an outfit and a bit of an impression. I kind of want to do Volk because I'm already bald. I've got the beard. I'll shave it to look a little bit more like Volk's clean cut beard that he has. Gonna get a black shirt. I've got several black shirts, but I'll get another one, write like Young LA on it. I'll take my pendant off my chain and have like a chain like Volk wears, you know, and then, you know, that's it, done, you know. If Ilya thinks he's gonna go in there and take Volk out, or take Max out in the first round, he's gonna have another thing coming, mate. You know, Max is gonna get in there, take him out over 5 rounds, put a beating on him, and then he's gonna come and meet, you know, Alexander the Great in Sydney in UFC 312 in February. So I'm ready to come in on short notice. You know, anybody pulls out 4 hours before the fight, I'm here, you know. I'm here. Fuck Diego Lopez, you know, he's the backup, but Volkanovski's here, you know, so I'm gonna jump in short notice. Alright, guys. Old Man Volk. That would have been a good idea, actually, doing the Old Man Volk costume, hey. But to be fair, the whole reason I'm doing Volk is because I'm bald, so it's easy to do. Whereas Old Man Volk is like wearing the hat and stuff, so it's like that costume would be irrelevant to the fact that I'm bald. But the Volk one is easy to do and just be like, I'm Volk, guys. So I just got to put on the Volkanovski impression, you know. Just a bit of a Western Sydney accent. Put that on there, and then, you know, that's it. You know, Ilya's in for a long night if he thinks he's going to get in there and take Max out in the first round. He can point to the mat if he wants, but, you know, it's not going to be that easy, you know. I trust you, mate. I've been in there with both of you, all right? I know what to think when you're coming into the fight. I know you're trying to, you know, tell yourself it's going to be easy, but I'm telling you, you're in for a fucking rude shock. You know, it's going to be a long night, mate. So, guys, thank you for being here. I'll leave you with the tunes, and keep an eye out for the video coming tonight. Fight Companion stream in 2 days. I'll see you there. Thank you for joining me. Enjoy the rest of your night, and ciao. Bye, guys.